make me want to dance with your 80s, weird 80s, weird, strange 80s TV show stuff. Oh my God, YouTube, get me connected. I need to connect. Stop with the yellow bullshit. Oh my goodness. Well, if you can see me, I hope you can see me because I don't have a good connection to YouTube yet, but I'm trying. The impossible has happened. Red's Rhetoric responds. So we're going to go to UNIRock 2 and respond after we do a prep show over here on the rockAlot. I only need about an hour or so to be able to prep together a couple clips and to get a diagram, to get a graph that's out there. And all I need is this video from Reds. And I already... It's almost like Red's Rhetoric has served on a silver platter any and every criticism that he's ever given to a flat earther on any of the things that they think about the flat earth, any of the type of criticism of any type of stupid mental thing that the Flatties do that Reds has called out Flatties for. He went out and did a bunch of stuff that is like equal to those things the Flatties do. Then he decides to not just do it, not just go out and do things that are literally worse than the Flatties that he criticizes, but then uses every one of their tactics to create excuses for himself and his friends. Like, he cherry-picked certain, and we all said that he was going to do this. I just can't believe the motherfucker did it. He cherry-picked only certain GoFundMes, the ones that would make him look good. It would make him look like, you guys helped me when I wrecked my car into some pigs. You guys helped Sean Hufford when he had a funeral. Now we have to go because UNIRock's a bad guy. We are doing important things on the internet, filming rockets and debunking flat earthers. Every other content creator out there is just stupid compared to us, the good people. Red's Rhetoric, the good guy. I'm a good guy, and I'm doing good things. And you guys giving me all this money and giving my friends all this money, if anyone questions it, instead of actually addressing their criticisms, we're going to deflect. We're not going to address a single one of those criticisms. We're going to try to transform the issue into a completely different issue. We're going to use every fallacy that a flat earther has ever used, but we're going to use those fallacies to defend ourselves in front of the people of YouTube. And if Red's learned anything on his time on YouTube, maybe he should be paying more attention to the commentary community. Maybe he should be paying more attention to what I've done on the internet, what others have done on the internet, because this is so bad for Reds. It just completely fucking exposes the guy. For some reason, you're going to bump into YouTubers that think they're the shit. You're going to bump into YouTubers that think that they're special because they have a channel and they have subs, right? I mean, it doesn't matter how they gain subs. It doesn't matter how they got there. It doesn't matter what they do on the platform. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that their content essentially is not just similar to like reality TV content, going over reality TV and stuff like that, like other YouTubers have done that we've looked at in the past while now. You know, we've had this air that somebody doing pseudo-philosophical content is better than a reality TV YouTuber. But if you actually compare the videos, the reality TV YouTubers compared to Reds is 90% drama, 90% bullshit, 10% 3%, 2%, 1% rocket launches and science content, 99% drama, insults, cherry picking, narcissism. I mean, that's all that was in this stream. It's all that's there. Now, I've got the entire team going through the stream right now. It is UNIRock's fraudulent fundraiser fiasco. He's trolling. He's trolling his audience. He's trolling me. He's trolling anyone that ever donated to him. If you read this title, you think you're going to click this video and hear him describe me doing fraudulent fundraisers by the way he wrote it. I've never done a fraudulent fundraiser the entire time I've been on the platform. But if you read the title, yeah, it's UNIRock does fraudulent fundraisers and has a fiasco. But that isn't what I've done. There's no evidence I've ever done anything like this in this video. This is clickbait. So not only did he clickbait, and he didn't even clickbait into relevancy. It's not even remotely relevant because all he did was basically say he's better than me. He's better than all the other YouTubers out there that do their show, that he's doing important stuff, and you guys are social justice crusaders. It's your job to go to work. It's your job to give him a shit ton of money, $140,000 between him and his friends. And by doing that, you also are good people. And anyone out there like that mean old UNIRock that would even dare to criticize Red's rhetoric for this is they are just immediately, without any logic, without any type of evidence to back it up, without any clips, without anything that was said, nothing but Red's word that you have to take that they are the bad guys because no one should be allowed to question their actions. Even though Red's content isn't really rocket launches, that's just a front. His real content is the drama. I'm not putting him down because I cover drama, but it is drama if you're being real with yourself. Red's content is defending himself constantly, defending his friends constantly, and attacking other people while using rocket launches and using the other content that he does as some kind of excuse. Like, now you do know that we do 0.05% actual rocket launches and then 3 to 7% content making fun of flat earthers here on Red's Rhetoric's channel. Well, Reds, if I click your videos, all I see are rocket launches. You must be a rocket launch YouTuber. He privates the drama, the drama streams. He privates the stuff that anyone would look at. Like, if he left all of his stuff up on his channel, he would be a worse drama YouTuber than me. If he left it listed, he would be worse than me. People would judge him on it worse than me. What do you call it when you've got a team of people, like a subscriber base of people that aren't caring to see actual clips or actual evidence and are just taking your word for something, believing what you're saying, and just judging everybody else based off of what you say without any type of investigation, research, or attention whatsoever? Well, you call that taking sides, and that's what he's banking on. I'm not saying his audience is going to do that. There will be a portion of his audience that does it, and they'll hate me forever. Oh man, they'll hate UNIRock. But in the sacrifice that I'll make by becoming the pariah to the fans of Red's Rhetorics out there, and you, as my viewers, will also become pariahs and idiots and ding-dongs to these intellectuals that watch Red's Rhetoric and his content. We may become the bad guys, but for a larger percentage of his audience that isn't extremely vocal in live chats, that isn't extremely vocal on Twitter, that isn't extremely vocal on comment sections and other places, right? For the part of Red's audience that actually are, smart people that critically think through things, that want to see evidence, think it through, and hear both sides, Reds is coming out of this the loser. He just cemented his stake in this as the scammer. He didn't have a single good excuse. He did not have a good excuse. He didn't have a good reason. Do you know why? Do you know why he didn't? Because you'd be saying, like, well, didn't he bring up the GoFundMe campaigns? No, he didn't. But you're going to say, I heard him bring up GoFundMe. I didn't say that Sean Hufford raising money for his father was bad. In fact, I said the opposite. And if Reds wants to go back and actually watch my videos, you can hear me say that these aren't all problematic GoFundMe campaigns. And he pulled a flat earth tactic and tried to center. He tried to cherry pick out certain GoFundMe campaigns. So what did he do? He created the perception that I have a problem with Sean Hufford raising money for his father's funeral. And he created the perception that I have a problem with him wrecking into some pigs and doing a GoFundMe. But if you go listen to my actual content, you're not going to hear me criticize the funeral at all. You're not going to hear me criticize the pigs at all. So why would Reds do that? Why would Reds, in his mind, say to himself, that instead of actually going to the GoFundMes that we have an issue with, instead of going to the ones that were fraudulent, instead of going to the ones that were manipulative, where they lied, where they did not complete the goal, why in the hell didn't he go to those and actually discuss why? Do you realize I have one sentence that can completely destroy everything Reds did in this video? I'm making sure. Yeah, and wipe it all off the table. One sentence, and it is. Reds did a stream criticizing me for discussing their GoFundMe campaigns before, or he didn't do it at all, before he criticized Sean Hufford for lying, manipulating, and scamming people out of tens of thousands of dollars. Right? So the GoFundMe campaigns here that take no thought process, that everybody has to agree are fraudulent GoFundMes, he ignored, did not criticize them, but yet is willing to criticize me for talking about this. Say, hey, Reds, did you expect when you lied about me, when you lied to your audience about me, when you attacked me, before I did a single fucking thing about you, right? I know you just have this habit of deleting videos, and I know you just have this habit of fucking hiding things, but yet you are okay with your friends trying to call other people out for deleting one video, 2 videos, when you yourself delete hundreds or whatever it is. You realize, though, now that you are banking on the fact that your audience, what you've done here is banked on the fact that you think your audience is stupid enough to buy this. And some of them will be, my dude. I really don't think those people that front a bunch of money will be the ones that will buy this bullshit. I think more of the younger ones who are more reactionary, that don't really know how to go out and critically think and look at both sides, find evidence, decide who's right and wrong without being persuaded. Those are the older people, the ones that have careers, the ones that are set financially in the world. So I do think you will appeal to a percentage of your audience that are ding-dongs and they're young and they don't know how to actually go out and look at, the facts, pull the facts, hear my side, hear other people's sides on this, right? But you're not just spitting in the face of all of the smarter, more mature people in your audience who will listen to both sides, want to see the evidence on both sides before making up their mind, just because they're fair people and they're good people. You're not just spitting in their face by assuming that they're all stupid as the way you treated them here. You're also spitting in the face of every one of your past donators who actually are concerned about all of this and angry over all of this. Because you are trying to build this without coming out and you might have directly said it. I'll be getting clips in my current live stream room very soon. If you're in my Discord, I'm going live for this prep show so that you can go and start watching through this. You can put it at 2 times speed or just click through it and find things that you think are relevant to the conversation that Red stated. Take the timestamp and put it in the current live stream room, and then maybe type a sentence of the point you're making there or what you noticed there. You don't have to, though. You could literally just put timestamps and I'll be happy. But I want the timestamps of every time Reds manipulates his audience. Every time he lies, every time he pulls up a GoFundMe campaign that none of us had an issue with, and yet tries to pretend like everybody out there who's talking about this has an issue with every GoFundMe. I started every video about this saying that I don't have an issue with all these GoFundMes, and that there are even people on the list who didn't do anything wrong. How do you miss that, Reds, when it's you know what, Reds? I don't think you watched anything I said. I think you are just flippantly going around doing a few live streams and doing a few easy rocket launch recordings, just throwing it up on the internet, and then doing a bunch of GoFundMes and a bunch of... You know what's weird? He started to make appearances on people's channels in the last... ever since I called this out, he started to make appearances on people's channels that he hadn't been on in a very long time. Almost like he was trying to kind of build back up what he had, or maybe get out there and just get his name mixed around that didn't have to do with this, in almost like a nervous way. I don't know if anyone else noticed that, right? Either way, how in the world do you expect to be you can't win this. I did my homework. I didn't call you out on this to be a dick, to fuck with you. I didn't call you out on this to be mean or whatever the fuck you're saying I did, just to start drama with you. Because if I was doing that, I would have called it out a very long time ago, like when all this shit first happened. Everybody did a lot of work on this. They did a lot of time in it before anybody got close to even considering you as a fucking scammer. I'm sorry, bro, but when you give the most basic flat earth response, when you pull every tactic that Nathan Oakley uses to protect his audience, that's what I think. When I go to UNIRock 2, I think I'll turn it up a notch, because I was just going to go in and laugh at you for this and just prove to everybody how much of a liar and scammer you are with a few clips. But I could go and turn it up to a little bit. I could turn it up another notch and just compare you to Nathan Oakley. I can think of many times Nathan Oakley did things that are exactly what you did to defend you and your friends in this bullshit. You didn't even call out Sean Hufford and state that he did a goddamn single thing wrong. How? And why wouldn't you? Do you think it would, like, kill Sean Hufford's reputation if you went, I don't agree with Sean Hufford's flippant GoFundMe's. Uni has a couple good points in his stuff. Would that have, like, you think that would have just completely torn up his... Or it could be a completely different thing here, Reds, you know? It could be that you actually need to do another GoFundMe. It could be that you and your friends are broke as fuck. And it could be that you guys really want to do some more GoFundMes, some more GoFundMe campaigns, some more fundraisers, some more incitement to donate, right? Because you guys are running out of cash. You get me? Ever since I started criticizing this, you guys have been nervous, and people, your audience has been approaching you. In fact, the reason why you finally talked about this wasn't because of me. You didn't give a fuck about what I said. I mean, hey, remember all that shit you talked about me? If you are an honest person, it couldn't have been me that instigated you to talk about this on your show. But the thing that made you talk about this was your audience members, people that you've noticed their names coming up as donators over the last while, over the last few years, actually questioning you on this shit, actually opening their eyes to what you've done. So why don't you respect those people even the slightest? Why can't you just be real with them? By calling me out in your video, you do realize that if you call me out, you must, in fact, call out people that have done worse things than me sitting right next to you in this realm, in this topic. Or you're a hypocrite. Because you are a hypocrite. I mean, I can prove you're a fucking hypocrite. You call me out for talking about this, yet you don't call out Sean Hufford for doing what he did. You're saying that it's worse by doing this. See, these are actual logical responses to what you've done. These are responses that own your bullshit troll that you did. But I get what you want, my dude. You want the fight. You want the sided battle because it's what you've been about. If you go look at your history on the channel, on the tubes, you've been hiding behind the facade of a skeptic, the facade of somebody who is evidence-based, that cares to actually dig deep into a topic, find out what both sides claim, and then try to figure out what really is going on in something. And you've been hiding behind the real thing you do, which is try to polarize the audience. Every little thing, whether it's your flat earth debates, you're trying to polarize the audience. Whether it is you getting into a tiff with another YouTuber, you're trying to polarize the audience. Whether it's you arguing with your ex-girlfriend, Dreadnought, and others, you're trying to polarize the audience, to take sides, to one cancel the other, to start a war out there. And instead of me feeding into it, I am going to give you what you want. You want a response. You need a response, right? But instead of me playing your game and getting all theatrical and dramatic like I normally would and have fun with this and be comedic with all of this, I'm just going to own you on this. I'm just going to fucking show how much of a hypocrite you really are logically. Because I'm going to bank on the fact that you don't have a fucking channel full of morons that watch you. I'm going to bank on the fact that them being interested in science and rocket launches enough to pay attention to what you do, I'm going to bank on the fact that they actually are smart, that they're critical thinkers, that they are open-minded, that they're not going to take your word for something and shut off another side completely just because you want to grandstand and make yourself feel like the best person ever, the best YouTuber ever, the most moral authority ever. That's the problem with the secret social justice warrior, Reds. When you're a secret social justice warrior, you still have all those negative things of being a social justice warrior, but instead of it being straight out in front, it oozes through the cracks, my dude, and people start seeing the way you guys act, how you play on sympathy instead of logic and discussion, how you play on cherry picking, gaslighting, lying, hypocrisy instead of discussion, intelligent breakdown. You know, why would you even have a problem with me unless you're blindly defending McCrae, right? You got called out in this after you responded, my dude. You responded to me doing the first video, basically saying, fucking, fuck my audience. I'm doing another GoFundMe campaign the day after Uni did his first video to get some money before everybody finds out what's going on. You did do that. That's proven. That is history. Right? I mean, there's so many different ways to take this, and I haven't been doing much on UNIRock too. I've been working on moving my content forward back into what I used to do. But shit, bro, if you want to do this and you want to have this little tea party, it would have been nicer though if you wouldn't be such a damn pussy, because you are. You act like you're the biggest tough guy ever. But the only way you can have a discussion with someone you're arguing with is if you dodge every one of their questions, do not respond to any of their points, and at the same time act like they must respond to every one of your points. But that's not going to happen this time, because all I'm going to do, and I've been you took the bait, you idiot. You should have never responded in this. I said this earlier, and I mean it from the bottom of my fucking soul. When you do something very, very egregious online and try to hide it like you guys have done, the best thing for you to do if you get called out is to ignore it, because your audience isn't going to watch my videos. Your audience isn't going to go try to find my stuff. They're not even going to know what's going on. You are protected by the fact that the YouTube and the internet is so big, and that your audience hates me so much that they don't know about what's going on. But when you start getting all those emails and all those people leaving comments and tweeting at you, when you start not seeing it from, you know, like most people do when they bump into you guys, they see this kind of thing from random accounts. You start to see all these random weird accounts pop up that no one's seen before, lobbing extreme criticisms when somebody makes you angry. But when you get called out by me, you didn't get that. You didn't get a bunch of anonymous weird accounts calling you out. You had your actual long-term donators calling you out. That's why you did this video. But I get it, my dude. You are the most passive-aggressive, most covered, most how do you say it? Without being overly insulting, how do you say it? You're just passive-aggressive, bro. Which is the opposite of being this macho tough guy persona that you put out. You own the Flatties. You're the nerd that rose up and owned all the Flatties. Yes, you did. But then you turned into a guy who used his audience for money so egregiously that it ate you up inside to the point where you started to criticize other people and act like they were doing that with no evidence, thus making yourself worse than a Flattie and making yourself a hypocrite. But when you got called out, it drove you so crazy. Your narcissism got me, and I know you're one because you've admitted many times you are a literal diagnosis. So those people that are going to say, you're calling him a narcissist and diagnosing him. No, he's admitted that he's diagnosed with cluster B. So you can go talk to him about that. If he's going to say it publicly, don't get pissed at me for repeating it when it logically fits into what's going on. But your narcissism drove you to get so mad about all these comments and statements and things that are happening, the money not coming in like it was, people that you've been talking to for years that donate to you, all of a sudden just turning their back on you, other creators in the community blocking you and not wanting anything to do with you guys after this came out. It led you, due to your narcissism, to a point where you felt like you could do nothing but respond. Why give me the win, my dude? Why? I don't understand it. Why? Why do this? Why act like, why make it a thing? I don't need it. I don't give a fuck. It's not going to hurt me at all. It's only going to bring you guys up again. It's only going to bring up what you did again. And it's this time there's going to be way more people interested in what's actually happening, like other content creators that haven't looked into this yet. You do realize the first thing I'm going to do is pull up the actual GoFundMe campaigns that we criticized, not the imaginary ones that you brought up. Not the imaginary criticisms that you acted like were there, because we didn't criticize Sean's father's funeral GoFundMe. I actually said the opposite. I said, I'm fine with that GoFundMe. The whole point of that graph was that your audience didn't want to try and make up your ex-donators. I shouldn't call them your audience. That's not right. The people that used to donate to you guys didn't want to just bring up the bad GoFundMes. They wanted to bring up all of them, put them in front of the people so that the people could make up their mind. You deprived them of that. People that have financially supported you for years, and you know it. You can't go around saying this is bullshit, because they have financially supported you for years. These guys that are pissed off about this, and there's a lot of them, by the way. You just fucking deprived them of their criticism, pretending like you were doing it to me. That was the trap that I laid here, Reds. This isn't my fight. I didn't donate to you, my dude. I could give a fuck less. When you first attacked me, the 30 people that you pissed off unsubscribed from my channel then. What do I have to fucking worry about? Jack fucking shit. If anything, it's going to just get me some views on my channel when I respond. It's going to be a plus for me that you did this. And don't act like, oh, he's lying. There's some other negative there for him. No, it's only a plus, my dude. But for you guys and Sean, you literally fucked over Sean and AT2 and all these guys. The last thing that all of them need is to have this brought up again. And then rubbed in your own audience's face, the people that donated. And I'm fucking happy you did it, because they needed you to advertise this issue. This is exactly what I needed if I wanted your audience to know what the fuck was going on. Because, yeah, you're going to lie to them. You're going to cherry pick. You're going to do all that shit you did, my dude. But they're not dumb like you're acting like they are. They are going to go find the GoFundMes now. They're at least, maybe they don't give a fuck about me, and they don't. But they do care about those other viewers that are sitting next to them over there on your channel. And if you think this problem's just going to go away, it won't. Every time you call out a Flattie, or every time Rhetoric does another debate, unless they cultivate it and make a term that now Flattie, you can't bring up all of our old GoFundMe mess. They're going to have this happen once it gets more known. It'll be a criticism when they try to debate in the future. And for the people out there that support people that hang out with Rhetoric, I would, if you're a Flattie, or if you like Flattie starting drama, go let the Flatties know that next time anyone that supports Rhetoric has a debate, you can own them by bringing up the fact of how, it's kind of hypocritical that you guys will call us out for being flat earthers, but you won't call out someone who you literally support, bring on your channel, and funnel subscribers for provably conning their entire audience. It's ironic, because everything about FE Core you have done now. We can go back and I could look at Oakley. I could look at FE Core. I could look at these guys. I can pull up what FE Core did and put what you and Sean and AT2 did right next to it. You guys did the same thing, my dude. But bro, I'm always up for someone handing me a silver platter. So I guess let's get started. Let's pull up the live chat. Let's get ready to go to UNIRock 2 and give Reds exactly what he wants. Let's do it. Let's go.
who would be available, which is why right now Sly Sparkane is on the road back home, and he will be joining us once he is home and able to get on the computer.
Well, I might go step away to go wash up real quick so I can get on camera properly.
So I've been finally given Red's Rhetoric's main criticism of me. Are you ready? Are you ready? What my main criticism is? Claims that I call people scammers while constantly plugging your PayPal for vape money. Constantly plugging my PayPal and my Patreon. So yes, you are doing exactly what I've said you've been doing. Criticizing me for sharing my pay links when they've been on a timer for I don't even know how long. Like, I would say years. At least a year. Me mentioning it in the beginning of a stream or the end of a 6-hour stream or the middle of in an 8-hour stream, if I bring it up 3 times, which is extreme because I typically do entire fucking streams 6, 8, 12 hours without bringing the fucker up at all. Before any of this happened. When you guys got along with me. When you guys got along with me, provably. But for some reason, if I do content on YouTube and I do very long live streams and upload content, I cannot, as Red's Rhetoric is saying, it's literally what he's saying at 37 seconds, I cannot plug your PayPal for vape money. The vape thing, Reds, is a joke. Whether or not I get donations, my dude, I'm going to vape because I've smoked ever since I was like 29 years old. Okay? I smoked for a good portion in my early life, like when I was near teenage years, quit for a while during the military years, then started again, quit again, started again, quit again, until I found vaping, and then I vaped ever since. Seems like some weak logic, my dude, but if you want to know why I bring up my vape, it happened when Sean got mad at me. I'd love to be editing this so I could make like a harp go, do a flashback, squiggly lines. Somebody kept coming into my live streams, typing, oh yeah, putting out your PayPal so you can get vape money. Oh yeah, you want to go buy Red Bull and vape with your PayPal. That was a joke, my dude. You have no sense of humor. So you think I don't vape before I did YouTube? I never smoked. I never vaped. I didn't drink caffeine before I did YouTube. Oh no, he does it all just so he could rip off your community for vape money. All that content that he puts out, it's a scam because he buys nicotine with it. Great criticism, my guy. Great criticism. Wow. It could just be like Chopper Lily said, you're grasping at fucking straws, literally. Because I'm not grasping at straws. Take a fucking listen, my guy.
Because I want to be on camera to support my good friend.
Oh, by the way, we're going to UNIRock too. I have to order the clips and get my stream ready, and then we're going to head there.
Sean, who I love dearly as a brother. Sean.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for fucking this up, man. Yell at me or something. Beat me.
Wait, what is this? This isn't it. Oh, it is it. Red's Rhetoric. Oh, I didn't even know Team was there. I didn't even know Team was there listening to this. Insanity. Let's grab the Trolls versus Trolls videos. And I need the... Rachel, go into Discord. I need the ones from Cy Strikeling's channel. If I've got all of them downloaded and backed up if they've privated stuff, but... You know, they are the ones that think you can't private stuff, so I doubt they will. Other than Reds, he privates a lot of stuff. I just mean Sean and them only criticize anyone but Reds if they private. So yeah, let me know if it's privated, but I need the stuff off of Cy Strike's channel too. I don't even know why I do it, but Trolls vs. Trolls uses pictures of Sean that are kind of like... derogatory towards Sean Hufford, and I try not to show him on my screen when I bring him up still to this day, and I shouldn't give 2 fucks. I should just show every single derogatory thing that they put up. I should show every one of them. I don't know why I still, you know, take that shit down, but whatever. Where is it at here? Here we go. Flat Earth, e-beggars, and scammers. Sean Hufford versus himself, part 2. You know what's crazy, Reds? I wonder why you are calling me out. There have been so many other people that have called you out for this on YouTube before me. So, hold on. Where can I go with that? I bet I can go somewhere with that. I bet I can take that to a logical conclusion. Like, you're the one doing this for clicks. You're the one doing this for your own benefit, not me. You realize I talked about this issue on the rockAlot channel when it had 350 subscribers is when I brought this up and then moved on from it. Till you responded, till other things happened. Then I took it to UNIRock 2 after another fraudulent ass GoFundMe campaign started from you and your friends. I went to UNIRock 2 and warned people. So, honestly, there are actual reasons that I've done the videos. I can only see you. Why didn't you go live and do this whole explanation back when you guys got called out on February 7th of 2020? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. So I've got Sean Hufford versus himself, part 2. Let's see here. Let me find part 1. I know it's on here. I just saw it like a month ago. I think it has to be from like 3 months earlier here. 3 months earlier, yeah. Probably about 2, maybe 2. No, they just want me to respond. Reds wants to act like he's not a drama YouTuber. He is. Team is turning into one. I have to weigh in on this because people are attacking my friends. Good Lord, it can't be actual criticism. Me, Team Skeptic, can't take the time to actually go, find out what the hell's going on and actually derive a logical conclusion off of this. I have to immediately be mean to Uni because Uni's not making us money anymore, and now Reds can still make me some money, so Swear to God, bro. Find me part 1, Rachel. I can never find it. Why can't there be a conversation between you and Team? Because he won't talk to me. He literally flipped the fuck out because I wanted to talk to him. But here's the kicker, and I have all of these DMs and shit. He kept telling me he was going to come talk to me. You see, back when me and Team started to stream together, one reason why I streamed with Team a lot is because he always said to me, if there's ever an issue, message me. Never let it go unchecked. We're not going to let any drama come up. We're going to handle it. Yes, we can take it to our platforms if we want, but we're always going to handle it. We're always going to talk about things and see both sides. And I really respected that about Team when I trusted him after he said it, which was until problems started. Because once issues started, and how did all these issues start? With Sean Hufford and AT2 Productions attacking me for calling them out for attacking Fight the Flat Earth, something that Team should have done. But he wouldn't, because he was worried that since Sean is next to Reds and next to Steve, if I call out Sean and them for attacking Fight the Flat Earth. So when I offered to call out AT2 and Sean, and by the way, I still have all these DMs, they were perfectly fine. They gave me their damn go-ahead. Call out AT2. Call out the people attacking Fight. Go do it, Uni. Go get them from Fight and Team. Though, once I criticized Steve McRae, it all changed. Steve started to bring up Team. Even though Team won't fucking admit it, Steve was the one that started to bring up everyone else in the community. I did respond. I did say, I'd love to know what team thinks. I'd love to know what other people think about this, because there's actual hard evidence right here, and this is fucked up. So I messaged team, and I said, bro, come talk to me so I can show you my evidence like you always promised me you would. He said, okay, I'll be there tomorrow. Then the tomorrow comes, nothing. So I message him again like, hey, man, I know we're all busy. Hit me up tonight or tomorrow because I want to show you what I have. I have valid reasons to call these guys out. I don't expect you to call them out. I just expect you to understand that I have to call them out. Everybody should be doing it if they address this kind of stuff. Okay, bro, I'll come look. Give me some time. You know what ended up happening? It's so weird. He ended up a week or so later, after the back and forth kept getting postponed by not me, team, it turned into he went on McCrae's stream, and that's when McCrae told him that I banned a bunch of people out of his shit. Just a bunch of stupid drama. That's why team won't talk to me. He believes what they've told him to a point that he's determined I can't hear Uni's side, because it's impossible logically for Uni to have a side that is more than starting to cause drama. They think it's impossible. They think that team thinks I'm just causing drama. They've convinced him of it. Now, there is another side to this. That side could be that team does make bunches of money off of these guys from non sequitur and stuff, and he does kind of see the future that Steve might control non sequitur again and maybe see those glory days coming back. So in his mind, he might not be able to side with, because I don't understand how somebody literally named Team fucking Skeptic can act like such a fucking non-skeptical person. But then again, isn't that typically why people put that kind of shit in their name, you know? Just saying. Don't know. I've had an open door for months for team to come stream. It didn't even have to be off the air. They can't say I wouldn't talk to team. They can't say I'm denying team. Team knows in his heart. I'll tell you why he won't come. You want to know? Since he's talking shit about me, I'll tell you the real reason why Team Skeptic won't come talk to me. Because he's already seen my fucking videos, even though he won't admit he's seen them, and he agrees with me on what I'm doing. He may not agree for me to attack them because in his mind, I can gain something from them. I can't call them out and attack them. I'll make less money. But see, I just don't give two fucks, unlike what Reds is saying, right? Because I'm sorry, Reds, wouldn't if now this literally is Reds and Steve's logic. If they both got me so many views and so many subscribers and so many people to watch my live show, if it was because of them, like they say, then by their own logic, it was fucking stupid for me to fucking call them out, because this all started with me calling them out, not the opposite. That's proven. It's recorded. But yet they can't think back to these types of things. Everything has to be this. You only can look at one of the GoFundMes. Maybe, oh wait, is there another GoFundMe that we didn't do that was fraudulent? Yeah, there was a funeral involved. That will play off of people's emotions enough to forgive it. Let's get that one so that we don't have to bring up the GoFundMes where we literally did this. But I got to grab clips. Hold on. I'm sure I got more clips coming in. From a hidden stream on SciStrike. Why is it hidden? Weird. First, Sean fundraiser, hit the goal, hidden, admitted timestamp 548. Okay. I need the one where Rachel. I need the one where they're talking about how Sean lost the money. Where's that one at? Where the money was stolen from his bank account and blah, blah, blah. Second to last? Okay. 820. Got it.
Have a purpose.
And do we have the graph anywhere? Because I can dig it off of my hard drive if we don't have it, but I'd rather just have the updated graph, like the newest graph. The one on my hard drive, I might find an older one, possibly, and you know, all that garbage.
With everything that Sean and JC are facing with the extended circumstances of the reason for their road trip. There's a reason why the description only has one thing in there. It is the link to Sean Hufford's PayPal. That way he can be recouped the funds that were unceremoniously taken from him.
Great. Now that I got Red's audience's attention, it's good that I get these clips pulled up. Let me get this done because we need to get over there and start streaming soon. Timestamps and summary brings up the car and Vincent. Claims Vincent owes him money. I don't even care about his roommate. This happens all the time between roommates. We all know that Reds owes Vincent money because he's the one that left, you know? Like, is he trying to say that he was living in Vincent's house and he chose to leave while owing Vincent money? You could have just stayed another month rent-free and deducted the rent money from what Vincent owed you, Reds. Your story doesn't make sense. I had to immediately leave Vincent's house. When I left, even though it was me living in Vincent's house, using Vincent as a driver, using Vincent as his food and all that, I'm going to tell the whole world that Vincent still owed me money when I left, blah, 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 blah. It's like, bro, it doesn't logically add up. Is it possible that you gave Vincent extra money to live there and that Vincent stole it from you and now he owes you money? Maybe, but it doesn't make sense. Most people would just stay there another month. Vincent would have to evict you, which would cost him thousands. So just sit down with Vincent and say, look, you owe me money. If you're not going to pay me out, I'm just going to stay here another month and get an apartment next month. I'll just go to my girlfriend's house. I'll go chill with my friends. I'll do a lot of YouTube. You won't see me. I won't see you. But Vincent doesn't seem like this kind of like crazy guy who wants to fight people to throw people out. Yeah, doesn't seem that way. And even if Vincent was this crazy psycho, why was Reds the guy threatening to commit you-know-what-aside? Vincent wasn't. Reds was the one bawling his eyes out at work when he would walk in, thus making his manager and supervisor worried about him to ask Vincent the questions Vincent answered. Because, if you go around telling people you're going to blow your brains out, Reds, people are going to worry about you. They're going to let your boss know. They're going to let people know because they're going to use your suicidal ass is going to use the work excuse, and they're going to say, no, you just threatened to commit suicide. I'm not going to let you go to work. I can't watch you there. You could just go in the back room and off yourself, ding dong. So they're going to let your boss know, my dude. None of your story makes sense with Vincent, yet Vincent's makes perfect sense. Who cares? You're only bringing up Vincent to deflect from the real issue, that Sean Hufford needs to be called out. You should be called out because there's no excuse why AT2 Productions and Sean took over your channel with the most subs, with the most reach, with the potential for the most money. You weren't going to make any money from this. You weren't going to have any benefit from having the fundraiser on your channel that you hid, privated, that you took off of there so it couldn't get criticism. You got me like the rest of the videos you did that you hid and privated. You know what I'm saying here? You see where I'm going with this, my dude? So you can't call me out if you're not willing to call out the other people in the story who actually fucked up. Uni fucked up because he has a pay link. Sean fucked up because he took a bunch of money from people and didn't keep his word on it and told people that his money got stolen and ran a GoFundMe campaign every 3 fucking weeks, taking money from the community without ever producing content. Uni's producing content, has a Patreon and a PayPal. Sean doesn't produce content, does GoFundMes and fundraisers every 3 weeks on several different channels, including yours as the main hub. Sorry, Reds. Yep, you deserve some criticism. You can at least admit to the mistakes you made and move on. But no, UNIRock has to be the bad guy. Every YouTuber, every live streamer now is the bad guy. Because every live streamer that I know of gives their opinion on things that happen in their community. Summit1G, he gave an opinion about a guy cheating in video games to make a bunch of money off of the video games. So how can we apply the same let's apply Red's logic to it, and let's apply my logic to it. Red's logic says that the video gamer who cheated to earn the hundreds of thousands of dollars should be ignored, and the guy who called out the cheater and proved he was cheating should be given a medal. Or did I get that wrong? Or no, he should be hated. The guy that called him out should be hated, and the guy stealing the money should be ignored. There you go. My logic is to call out the cheater and to tell the people that are calling them out, thank you for bringing this to our attention. I don't, the logic here just seems so off, my dude. It seems like my logic makes perfect sense. Seems like yours is flat earthy as fuck. But that's what I need to do. I need to keep my head in the game. When I go to UNIRock 2, I'll just compare what you're doing to Nathan Oakley, to FE Core, to all of them, because you're literally doing what they do. Jaren made dumb excuses for Bob and FE Core when they got called out for doing what they did. Remember when Sean went there, knocked on the FE Core door? Yeah. Jaren made a bunch of excuses. Nathan made a bunch of excuses. You're making a bunch of excuses for things that are provably wrong here. So why? Oh, but Uni, you can't call out people that do GoFundMes according to Psystrike and Reds. Or I'm sorry, what's his name? Sly Sparkane and Reds. You can't call out people that do GoFundMes. Who are you to be the arbiter of if a GoFundMe is good or not? Well, you guys called out FE Core in a shit ton of videos. You guys went live and criticized all of this. Is it not the same thing? Is it? Oh, it's different, is it? Because they're flat earthers and you are heroes. You're better than everyone else. So when you do something fucked up, it's good. When other people do stuff fucked up, no, you know what it is basically? You're just saying you get to make the call. You get to make the call and no one can criticize you guys. That's what you're saying. That's your point here. Let's take a listen to what happened, though, while I get the other links.
By the former roommate.
Oh, okay.
By the
Let me
former
talk about this, Jared. First of all, Jared, were you actually about to call me Sean Puffer?
Puffered, yeah. It was. I stopped myself. Looking at everything big picture, and with the difficulty that Sean has had in trying to gain employment in the area he is currently at, we have actually come up with a figure that would allow Sean to relocate and to a place where he already has an outstanding job offer, just has to go through the rest of the screening process and physically get down there. That is the upper echelon that we would hit, which is, get ready guys, because this is quite the number, but it's 10,000 US.
And there's actually a very legitimate reason for that.
Why are you very legitimately asking for $10,000 on Red's Rhetoric's YouTube channel? Interesting. $10,000. Wonder what happened to that $10,000. I think it's here. I think this is what happened. I don't know.
I stopped myself.
I caught that. But anyway, what happened is everybody should be aware by now that me and JC are a thing now. You know, we're an actual couple. Surprise, surprise, you know. But my old roommate, which we had a joint bank account for the last, 12 years, decided that even though the whole purpose of the fundraiser that we held many months back was to get them back down to their family in Georgia, and I was going to be moving on to Red. Well, because of my meeting of JC, my destination has changed, but the whole plan was to get my ex-roommate back down to Georgia. Well, they decided that when I came out here to start getting things settled in with JC, to start draining the bank account. So their first day was 3 days ago. They decided to take $300 out of the account.
Well, Supervisor, that's not all. Do you realize what we just heard? You know that $10,000 that they took to move? It was stolen from his bank account. It was stolen from his bank account, Supervisor. This is why I criticized it. I said, how in the hell aren't the Now, see, some people will say, but Uni, why is this Red's Rhetoric's problem? It was his audience's money that he claims was stolen from his bank account. Got me? Then, in order to get people over to this channel, it was shared by Reds and Steve and all of their friends so that the audience that gives money, you know, the rocket launch audience, the non sequitur audience, could be funneled off of their channel because they didn't want to go back to Red's channel and say, hey guys, your money was stolen, we need more money. They wanted to do it on a smaller channel so that maybe it would go by unnoticed by most of Red's audience. Thus, Red's Rhetoric is a scammer and a little biatch. Why? Why didn't he call this out? Why didn't Red's Rhetoric say, go live right now? He can go live and he can call me a bunch of names. He can say that I can't share my PayPal link and my Patreon link in my videos. That's his defense against me, by the way, right? He can say those things to me and call me out. He can take the time out of his day to tell his audience the most important thing he can think to tell them. Uni shouldn't have a pay link because he's a scammer. He shouldn't have a Patreon. It makes him a scammer because he actually does stream 8 to 12 hours, 6 hours, 9 hours, 4 hours. He actually does upload content throughout the whole day before streaming. He does this every day of the week. He shouldn't be able to share a PayPal or a Patreon. That's my message to you guys. Why has, since this happened in November 22nd of 2019, only because the original fundraiser happened on Red's channel and was the money of Red's audience, why didn't Reds go live and criticize Sean? Because Sean is his friend. Sean is his buddy, and Uni's not his friend. Uni's a bad guy because, you know, it's just, it makes you a bad person to call this type of stuff out. We have to make UNIRock look bad. We got to make Sean look good, because if Sean looks bad, we look bad. You're worse than a flat earther, my dude. The flat earthers out there, while there are some of them that are con men that take a lot of money, you're worse than the ones who aren't being con men, and there are thousands of them. You are worse, provably, than the majority of flat earthers just off of your behavior handling this. This is only one criticism that I had. I had many, many more. Those criticisms were not brought up in this video. This video instead was a complete bash UNIRock fest, insult UNIRock, put down UNIRock, and put down 99% of every other streamer and content creator for having a pay link. Because a Patreon and a PayPal are the same thing. They're just a pay link. Put down all of us that make money off of our content because it's wrong, while stealing money, lying about money. Like, I really feel like I shouldn't have to break this down again on my channel, Reds. I really feel like you've got a, you know, missing a lot of good thought processes through all this. But let's reload these. So this is, okay, Psystrike hit the goal and admitted it, 548. So let me just go ahead and pull this up at 548.
First, I guess we ought to
pause it. Then we need this one pulled up at 4404.
Looking.
Movie Night 2.0. The money was stolen in this link at 820.
Have a purpose.
And do I have the Flat Earth Clown Show video? Yep. Got it. Let me get... He never turns down that gun firing. He should just turn it down like 10 decibels because it's loud, and his videos would be a lot more tolerable. All right, we're getting close. The narcissists, they do get together. Narcissists will collect together if they are the same kind of narcissist. You get me? If now all of these guys, they didn't start out as flat earth debunkers. They started out as philosophy, atheism, that kind of thing. They all met each other back when they all didn't do a specific topic. They just sat around in Google Hangouts. Because of that, the ones that wanted to, you know, have a YouTube career, all those narcissistic fucks banded together, made their little pact to protect each other, no matter what the logic, no matter what the cause, no matter how wrong one of them is. And years go by and go forward where these guys continually do this until finally they start getting called out about a year ago. After they get called out by those smaller people, bigger channels start to notice, and then eventually I notice and call them out. Now what they're doing, they are using the same logic that they use. The same logic that they use to combat the other people that have called them out. They have developed a pattern, like a habit, for how they respond when they get called out. And that's what this is from Reds. It's all of his tactics that Reds Rhetoric has to defend himself and his friends from when they get called out. All of those tactics wrapped up into a pretty little bow here in this video that he did. And that's why it's so easy to debunk them and call them out. And God, I know, they think I'm such an idiot. They think I'm such an idiot. Uni is such a ding-dong. You need to redefine who you think are idiots and who are not, because provably you guys are the idiots in this situation. And oh my God, do I love acting stupid. I love it. I think it's fun as fuck. But really, when you are ripping off an entire channel of 30-some thousand people, constantly bullshitting them, using the tactics that we've just described here, putting these clips together, my dudes, it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen. It's eventually bound that your audience now will get to make up their mind and actually have the points brought up. I just need that graph, and I don't think that my peeps are around, so I'm going to find it really quick. Christ Puncher, this is me prepping my response to Red's Rhetoric over on UNIRock 2. We are almost done. Getting close. I just need a couple little... Negative, do you have it? Can you throw it in the current live stream room? I don't need the most recent one. I just need one to be able to show. I mean, I got it somewhere. I just don't know what folder I put it in, so I can look for it. Oh, I got one right here. All right. I got one of them right here. This one is back when it was at 134,000 and 70,000 that these guys had asked for. I think that's one of the newer ones. So supposedly the money was stolen on a joint account with his girlfriend. Who puts a girlfriend on a joint account? Are these guys the critical thinkers? Well, you know, that's the problem. Anon and on. You know what the major problem here is? Reds, instead of taking this as a serious subject, does what he just did. It attacks me. Because he's creating drama. That thing that he's accusing me of doing. And he's literally lying to his audience to take money. That thing he's accusing me of doing. I don't think he knows the definition of scammer, because he's accusing me of being a scammer. I think I can prove you're the scammer, Reds, with actual evidence, not just my big mouth, my dude. But I get it. I get it. You've had a lot of soy. You've had to be a white knight from McCrae for a long time. It fucks with your logic, dude. It really fucks with your logic. You defend someone like that blindly long enough, you start, you know, constantly having those thoughts and thinking that way. Wouldn't it be nice to have a group of people pay anytime I felt like I wanted to move or help me get a car if I wrecked mine? You know how you get it? Just film a couple rocket launches and just, you know, put it up on YouTube, and you deserve it. If you don't get it, if you start filming rocket launches and upload those and you don't get an audience that'll give you tens of thousands of dollars anytime you ask, which is typically every 3 to 5 weeks for a period of 2 years, there's a pay campaign from Reds, Sean, AT2, Marvel Girl, or just a couple more of their friends. You let me know, because it is egregious. I will let Reds know. Reds will be outraged that a rocket filmer can't take tens of thousands of dollars from his audience every couple weeks, 3 to 5 weeks on different channels. He'll be outraged. He feels like it is literally owed to rocket launch filmers. That's one of the things that you literally are owed by this world if you do what he does, according to Red's rhetoric. And even if he got that money stolen, which I do not believe he did, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. This is a criticizable action from the people who donated. Reds is saying he doesn't believe that it's a criticizable action. Reds is saying that anyone that criticizes this shit should be mocked and insulted and lied about so that he can look better. Literally. That's his side. I just watched it. I have the timestamps. I verbatim. But Uni, you're saying things that are loaded. Okay, well, let's go to 037. Uni calls people scammers, quote, while constantly and ironically plugging your PayPal for vape money. One of his best. Then he claims that he can't do more launch vids because unlike UNIRock, he has other actual responsibilities. Thus saying that if YouTube is your full-time career, that all of a sudden you don't have responsibilities, you don't have kids, you don't have a family, you're not, I don't know, a disabled veteran, you know, putting down all disabled people that use YouTube as a full-time job in one sentence. Claims that Steve has never benefited from a GoFundMe or fundraiser and states that Steve gives 10% of his income to charity. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because one time Steve got accused of something and decided to give money to charity does not mean that permanently for the entirety of his life he has given 10% of his income to charity. I want to see the paperwork where McCrae for the last 5 years, we'll just say that time he's been on YouTube, has been giving 10% of his income, because if he just started doing it after it got busted that he was ripping off his community, I'm sorry, I don't believe that he's doing it out of the kindness of his heart. Those are all quotes from Red's video. You want more? At 2421 claims that Sean didn't go to Florida because a better job opportunity came up somewhere else. Well, that's crazy, because I've got a literal clip of him doing a GoFundMe telling people why he didn't go to Florida. And it was because the GoFundMe money was stolen and he needs more money. I just played it for you. But let's keep going. Before we go over, I want to make sure I'm ready for my stream on UNIRock 2 here. Hey, sorry to interrupt you. I'm live right now. Okay. I didn't know if, like, you know, Thomas or Negative was around, if anyone had gone back through the video, if you know, somebody, let me tag people, because I don't know if they want their names said here, because I don't want their names said if they don't want them said, but.
Yeah, try not dropping my name.
No, don't worry. I got you. I'm just wondering if people have gone through it again. I want multiple people to go through it and tell me if you heard him bring up the problematic GoFundMes that we actually criticized. And if you did, if there's a timestamp I could get or a general area.
Navy just got here. Navy, did you do it?
The only GoFundMes I said that he brought up were the ones that I posted in the current live stream, where he just tried to explain away why Sean, when he did get the money, finally to move, didn't end up moving to Florida, went back, went wherever he went because he had a better job opportunity. And then he had stuff on there about when we talked about the funeral the funeral wasn't a big deal, but that was really what he did. It was just very little that he talked about. He didn't bring up a bunch of the other GoFundMes. Okay,
so let me ask you guys a question so that I just make sure I've got it, because I didn't see it either. And I'm just making sure I ask other people what they saw too. So I would be accurate in saying, according to more people than just me, that he did not bring up any of the actual fundraisers that we criticized, and the reasons we criticized them being that Sean lost, quote unquote, lost the money, that Sean does GoFundMes every 3 to 5 weeks, that Cy Strikeling, ever since meeting Sean, has started doing GoFundMes constantly, that a Marvel girl did several GoFundMe Patreon boosters and things where she did not keep the word that she offered in those things. And I could go on and on and on, but I'm just saying, did he bring up any of our actual criticisms that you've heard me give in the last 2 videos that I did on the subject? No. By your opinion. Anyone else? Any no's? Anyone who has a no? Let me hear it.
No, all the ones he brought up were ones that he didn't really explain the reasoning, just what happened afterwards. He didn't criticize your reasoning. He just, said this is why they occurred. This is the proof that they occurred for what they said, not the critiques.
And so basically, I would call that deflecting, but I would even go far as to say cherry picking, and I would go as far as to call it gaslighting. I could use a lot of things to describe it, right?
I say cherry picking and tugging on the heartstrings. That funeral one got me. I mean, there's and the Bullinator one, he did address that at the end, where he showed he was a good guy because he went and got him and picked him up, asking for donations. But I remember I asked if I was like, I can be up there in an hour and a half. I have no problem helping you guys move. And no response, so.
Oh, yeah. So you're saying that when they asked for money, you got a hold of Reds and said, I am near you guys. I can't give you cash, but I can literally come and move you. And they said, no, we'd rather take people's money. Is that accurate?
Well, no, they didn't say no. I didn't get a response. So.
Same thing, yeah. Oh, for sure. Okay, so do any of you care to make a statement with me not just having my front screen pulled up when I go to UNIRock 2, or would you rather not? If anyone would like to, I would love to have you give, because, let me ask you guys, has any of you ever donated to Reds or any of these GoFundMes?
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't.
Well,
I'm not that dumb.
That they do it. People do it because they are, guilted into it, or they, because they're given false information by Reds and Sean. Thus, my criticism. So, if you guys want, here's what I'll do. I'm getting ready to go into UNIRock 2 now. If you will please go to the video production room. You don't have to go now if you were talking about something, because it's going to take me 5 or 10 minutes myself. So if you want to jump down to video production when the stream starts on UNIRock 2, I will jump in there pretty quick after I start. I'm going to make a statement, play some clips, make my point, my general response to Reds. I'm going to keep it short for his audience. I know that the ones that are outraged have a very short attention span. So, and then right after I do all of that, I'll jump in video production. And if you want to let other people in the Discord know too, that want to do that, that'd be cool. All right, guys, I'll be back. I'll jump in here after I end this stream before I go to UNIRock 2, so you can update me further, tell me what you think, or anything else, other points you make. So I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I wanted to jump in, guys. Stream, I was jumping into my Discord server really quick and just asking some people's opinions of what, they think. So I'm going to make an end statement just in case anybody watches this stream again. And they go back and, after this is all done, they watch the UNIRock 2 stream. There might be 5 or 10 people who say, I'm going to go watch the rockAlot prep stream for this also. And actually, I don't know why I'm saying 5 or 10. This video will probably get views for about a week after I finish it. I've got a video about Pat the Nest Punk getting a bunch of views right now every hour. So I don't know why this one wouldn't. But my final statement here is saying, I don't care if you hate me. I don't care if you love me. If you aren't a complete idiot, if you are skeptical, if you are smart, it shouldn't matter if I'm a ding-dong. It shouldn't matter if I'm silly as fuck, if I play video games. It shouldn't matter that I vape. By the way, I wonder if Red smokes cigarettes. I wonder if he smokes. Because just because I'll joke around saying vape and Red Bull for my donations, just because I've made that into a meme, right? I bet he does smoke. I know he drinks, so I don't know how he could criticize. So you're saying that you buying alcohol after getting donations, Reds, which you provably do get donations while live that would be spent on what you buy. So you getting alcohol, you realize everything we buy is stuff that we're spending that money on, my dude. Because that's the criticism I got. I'm dramatic. I'm starting drama. That's Team. And I'm attacking Team's friends, according to these guys. And in all reality, I'm sorry, Team. You want to say that I'm calling you out? You want to act like I'm being a dick to you, my dude? Okay, fine. I'll call you out when I get to UNIRock 2 for defending this, because you know about this shit. You were sitting there listening to it and didn't even give a fuck. You even asked questions. When they start lying in one of those clips while Team is there, they're saying that, well, the thing is, I owe my landlord another 9 months on my lease. And if I move out, I'm going to have to give my landlord 9 months worth of rent. And Team comes in and says, dude, you've got rent. Rachel, I need that clip. It's a clip. It's when Team is with them. I think it's on Red's channel. Team brings up how the rental agreement shit, how there are protections for people. They needed $10,000 because he has to pay $700 a month or whatever it is. I'm just guessing, but at the amount, because I don't remember. They have to pay X amount of money per month, and his lease is for another 10 months. So they need $10,000 so Sean can move and get this great job. Thus, I'm going to make sure I bring up two criticisms. One, Team starts asking questions like, that's illegal. Your landlord can't do that to you. And I made the criticism, all you have to do to get out of that lease is find somebody to move in. You don't have to beg for $10,000. You could just find somebody to take over your lease, to move in your place, to move in when you move out. Go to freaking the internet and post a thing and get someone to move in there when you leave, and you don't have to give the landlord $10,000. And you don't have to give the landlord $10,000. You have to give the landlord whatever money the landlord loses. So you leaving, let's say it takes the landlord 1 month, you'd have to pay 1 month to the landlord. Let's say it takes 4 months, you'd have to pay 4 months to the landlord. Let's say it takes 10 months, you'd have to pay 10 months. You'd owe 10 months, but the landlord would probably find somebody instantly and then not be able to charge you for the rest of your lease. They can't do that by law. Just because, you know, that is illegal for landlords to do. Team brings this up so he had to have known. He had to have had some ill thoughts and criticisms about this GoFundMe that they were doing, this fundraiser. And instead of Team actually saying, Uni does have a point criticizing some of these GoFundMes, the dude just fucking attacks me. They are the attackers. I make sure that when I criticize these fools, I have real criticisms. I don't just attack them. I don't meme on them. I don't make videos out of nowhere against Reds and Team and all them. I literally have a reason when I have a video about them. And I make sure it's there, it's easy to hear, it's easy to think, so that their small intellect, their small skepticism doesn't have to be challenged by my big brain logic. Now I'm memeing a little. But it's true, though, because they are purposely taking my criticisms and they are washing them away so that they can manipulate. Reds just manipulated that whole stream. He pulled the funeral up. Why do you think, Reds, that the funeral's on the list? You think it's an accident? Do you think, because I could have just took it off. I could have went into this list and took off 3 to 4 of those fundraisers. But I understand why they're there, one, and I also wanted you to have an opportunity to pull those fundraisers and cherry pick them to manipulate your audience and try to guilt trip your audience so that you could do exactly what you did. And you did it. You failed, my dude. You shouldn't have pulled the fundraiser. I specifically said I don't give a shit about the funeral fundraiser. I didn't make this list as much as you want to say I did, dude. I didn't ask anybody to make the list. This was brought to me. Provably. I'm heading to UNIRock 2, and we're calling these fools out. Once they're called out, they're going to sit around and lie more and manipulate more. So pay attention. Do you know somebody that donates to these idiots? Sit down and have a talk with them through the, Skype, whatever it may be. Let them know all the dumb shit that they do. Let them know how they manipulate. Reds doesn't have a defense now. He's saying he watched my videos. He watches them enough to know I have PayPal links and I vape. And he thinks if you're a YouTuber, you shouldn't, or you're a scammer. So bad. Either way, this information needs to get out to more people. And thank you, Reds, for giving another excuse to talk about it on a boring day where not much would have been done. And also thank you, Reds, for showing your own audience how willing you are to manipulate them, because they're going to find out the truth. They may not find it out from me. A lot of them will, but they're going to find out the truth, that there are fundraisers that were bullshit that you guys have done. And it all comes from just a couple of you. You, Reds, Sean, AT2, and McCrae. They are verifiably criticizable by anyone's opinion. Your audience should know what happened with those fundraisers, but you protected your audience from knowing, because you know if they knew, they would be less likely to donate to your next fundraiser, and it's disgusting. You shouldn't be prepping for the next fundraiser, but that's what this is. That's what this whole thing is. I'll be back to UNIRock 2 in 5 minutes.